What is going on, guys? Welcome to the TradeX weekly market update. I was supposed to do this yesterday, but I ran into a few things that I had to take care of, so I'm doing it on Monday, the 23rd of September. Okay, so this is a weekly update of the markets that we trade, which is crypto and the stock market. So I'm going to be covering both of those. What I'm looking for next on these markets, what we can expect to happen next. Okay, so let's dive straight into it. Okay, so this is the chart of Bitcoin. As you can see here, this is a weekly chart. So this has been consolidating now for a period of 6 months of chop here on the Bitcoin chart. We dropped to $49,000 and we are now pushing back towards the top of the range. Okay, historically September has been a bearish month for Bitcoin and US assets, but this month has been quite bullish, which is a change. Okay, so that is a bit of a change from the statistics that we have before. We have really bearish months in September, and then we have very bullish Q4. Okay, so that is still my opinion. I do think we are going to have a very bullish Q4 for Bitcoin and the US stock market. Although US stock market, S&P's at all-time highs, so I don't really know how more bullish you can get than that. But my point is, I expect the stock market to carry on rallying, and I expect Bitcoin to have a very, very nice 3-4 months going into the end of the year. We've got the US elections, so I'm expecting bullishness. US elections tend to be very bullish for the markets. I'm expecting more liquidity to be pumped into these markets. So I am bullish on Bitcoin. Okay, I am bullish on Bitcoin, unless the chart obviously tells me something different, and then I will change my thesis. But as you can see here in 2022, in October, we started the big rally. Okay, we went from 11 all the way to 66,000. So we had like a 400-500% pump on Bitcoin. Do I think we're gonna have a 400-500% pump this time? I don't think we're gonna have that, but I do expect 90 to 100 grand by the year end. Okay, I don't want to be held to that, but that is my target on Bitcoin by year end. I think we will reach close to 6 figures, if not more. Okay, so that is my analysis on where I think the price will be in the next few months. But let's have a look a little bit deeper into local price action. Okay, so the week closed very bullishly. Okay, so we've had a very bullish September. We started the month very bearish and we flipped bullish on Bitcoin. And the reason for me, in my opinion, the reason for that is because the Federal Reserve has done a 50 basis point rate cut and the market liked the news. Okay, because they expect more liquidity injection into the market. I personally thought it was going to be bearish, if I'm honest. I didn't think the Federal Reserve would do 50 basis point cuts. I did think they will do a 25 basis point cut, because usually they're not very brave. Okay, the Fed are not very brave. But they did it, to my surprise. I expected the market to tank, but it didn't. It held and it rallied. Completely different to what I thought was going to happen. I will say that. I expected the market to interpret a 50 basis point cut as something is broken in the economy or there's something wrong behind the scenes as to why they've done a 50 basis point cut, because we still have strong, we still have GDP's growing. We have unemployment numbers came out pretty well. Okay, jobless claims came out lower than expected. So the US economy looks pretty strong. So I was quite surprised, if I'm honest, that they went with 50. I thought they would go with 25 basis point cuts. Well, the market liked it, okay, and it's great for all of us because it looks like we're going to continue higher. Okay, so let's analyze this from a technical point here now. Okay, so we have higher lows and higher highs. No, sorry, let me correct that. We have lower highs and lower lows. We're making lower highs and lower lows. So locally, this is a bearish market structure. So the next pivot for me, the most crucial pivot to take out, to flip my thesis into bullish, would be this lower high over here at $65,103. If Bitcoin can get above this, I believe that we are going to take out these highs. Okay, I think Bitcoin, if it breaks the market structure, because it's not broken market structure so far, lower highs and lower lows. And if it does this on this occasion, I believe that Bitcoin is going to flip bullish, and we're going to take out these highs. And it sets it up perfectly because we are going into October, and I think Bitcoin has its sights set on 73,000. However, obviously, if it can't flip this, okay, if we can't flip this and we start falling and we take out this $52,000 level, then for me, we're going to go down. Okay, we're going to go down towards probably the top of this range here, around $46,000. And if we can't hold the top of this range, for me, that's a very bad sign. That would be a very, very bad sign, guys. If you cannot hold $46,000, if we get down here and we can't hold 46, and we start trading within this 42, for me, the bull market is over. I would say the bull market's done at that point. I think we're going to go into a big, 12 to 15 months of bear market at that point. But we're not there. Okay, we are pushing higher. And if you are part of this group, I did long this on Bitcoin. If you look here, I sent this alert in my group on August 28th, 2024. Okay, guys, we saw a very aggressive move on Bitcoin. Seems like it was a mass liquidation. If BTC loses this previous week low at 57, I expect 55k to be on the horizon. I'm waiting for a trade from lower in that 55 to 53.5k zone. This is my trade I'm looking at next on Bitcoin. So as you know, Bitcoin broke down and we started trading into this $55 to $52,000 zone. And that's when I went long, and I am still holding that long till today. I have taken some profits at 60 because I was a little bit unsure what would happen around the FOMC meeting. So I did take 1/3 of my position off at $60,000, and I'm still holding 2/3 of the position because I do expect Bitcoin to break it. Okay, let's drop this down to a daily level. As you can see, we're almost today, at the time of this recording, 64,700. So we're almost there. We're almost testing it now. We're starting to trade under this resistance, and I feel it's just a matter of time before Bitcoin breaks this resistance. All right, I feel like it's a matter of time. I don't think this is it's gonna hold up for too long. People have been shorting here. You know, this is for me like a retail, almost like a retail short, because retail will be classing this as a double top, and that's just adding more liquidity, more stop losses above these highs. And for me, Bitcoin is going to be looking for those stop losses. We're going to get a change in market structure, in my opinion, and then I think it's just you want to be long, you want to be looking for longs on any pullback after we break the 65,000. I actually went long here today, and the reason why I went long is this consolidation period here we've got on Bitcoin. Okay. So we actually didn't have that data at that point. Right. Let's drop this down to 30 minutes. So I went long earlier today. So I usually trade on the BTC USDT pair. So I'm going to pull up the BTC USDT pair. Okay. And I'm going to pull the volume profile. All right. So Bitcoin today, pretty harsh rejection, V-shaped rejection back into this this volume profile value area high. We came into the golden pocket, so I have initially taken a long position from here. 1/3 of my long has been filled. If we come lower towards the 705 and the 79, I will add the remaining part of my position at this stage. But I do think this could be it. I think we might start trading higher, guys. Okay, we filled this imbalance, this volume imbalance in this big range, and we're now bouncing higher. But if Bitcoin does decide to come lower, I will add to my position, and my stop loss is around 62.5 around here, and I'm looking to take this trade above $65,000. So I'm long from lower as well, and I am long from here as well. This is a more of a shorter term trade than the one that we have from the bottom. Okay, so if you want access to any of these trades, guys, I'm giving them out for free, so it doesn't cost you a penny. Imagine giving profitable trades where you're making hundreds and hundreds of dollars for absolute free. Isn't that crazy? Link is in the description. Head over to the tradexta.com website. Okay, I've linked it in the description. Head over. If you want to be a part of a wonderful community, come and join us. Okay, we're giving out trades like this all the time where you're making money. All right, you're making actual real money in these markets. I'm not telling you to join any affiliate. I'm not affiliated with anyone. You can trade on any exchange that you wish. Okay, so none of that. I do recommend exchanges, but you're free to trade whatever exchange you want. Okay, so locally, this is what I'm expecting. Maybe Bitcoin comes down for one more drop, and then I expect this probably to be taken out during New York session today. But if we break down and we take out my stop, I'm happy to be wrong. That's fine, and I will not be looking. And if Bitcoin comes down to around, if we take out these lows here, I would look to close my long from $55,000, because if we break this, then for me, I'll be looking back towards $60,000. I'll be looking back towards 60,000. Yeah, I'll be looking back towards the top of this imbalance and this value area high. I'll be looking to go long from this area. I wouldn't be looking to long anything prior to that. I'll be looking for a reaction, but we could, if Bitcoin loses this market structure, because right now we're putting in higher highs and higher lows. Okay, if we break market structure, then we could come down quite aggressively, actually. Okay, so we could come down quite aggressively. So if we lose this, be very careful longing anything. Okay, you want to be watching the order flow and trading the reactions. I'd be wanting Bitcoin to hold this range if it does come, and then look for a continuation long. But this could really drop quite quickly if we lose these lows. Okay, so for me, these lows are super important right now for Bitcoin to hold. Lose that, and we could start falling quite quickly back down. All right, so very bullish so far on Bitcoin. No reason for us to be bearish here. We are trading the charts, and we will continue to monitor the price action. Okay, so now let's head over and look at S&P 500, guys. All right, let's look at S&P 500. Insane, just absolutely insane. Crazy how people were saying, oh my God, we are gonna fall off a cliff when we had this pullback. My God, the world is ending. S&P 500 continues to do what it does, and that's exactly what it did. I was not of the opinion that we are going to drop again into a bear market. I was 100% bullish on the S&P 500. I did not think we're going to drop back into a bear market even when we were back here. Okay, when we had that Black Monday, S&P flipped and rallied. A V-shaped rally almost back to the all-time highs. Insane, guys. We were back there in less than 2 weeks. I mean, when you get 10% corrections, this is the best time to be buying the S&P 500. This is the single-handedly the best time to be buying the US stock market, guys. I mean, you could get rich just by buying every single correction. I think historically, US stock market has like 2 or 3 corrections a year. 10%. A correction is classed as 10% or more. 20% is bear market, 10% is a correction. So if you see corrections 2-3 times a year and you just buy the correction every time a correction happens of 10%, you will make an absolute killing, guys. All right, look at this. Right? This is a 5% correction, 6%. Imagine you just bought every 5 or 6, 10% corrections on rallies, right? Imagine you bought that correction. You're up 14%, you could have sold around these levels, right? Would I sell here? No, I would not be selling here. I expect S&P to keep rallying towards 5,000-6,000, and I'll be selling towards $5,000-6,000. Election time. So if you go to 6,000, another 15% pump. So you made 15% on this rally, and you make another, that's 30% you made already, guys. All right, think about that. Every correction, you want to be a buyer. Do not succumb to the fear in the media. Okay, that's the worst thing you can do. The US market, over and over and over and over again throughout history, has continued to trend higher. Okay, there is no big end of the world crash going to happen on these markets, guys. Okay, the leverage is too high in the system. Every single country prints money. Every single country. There is no country that doesn't print money. The US does the exact same thing. What makes you say the US stock market is going to crash and everything else is going to rise? No. If US stock market or the US economy crashes, the whole world's going to crash. Okay, so you got bigger things to be worried about at that point. But they're not going to let this thing crash because the collateral is too big. Okay, the whole economy is living off the collateral of the system, and they're just going to keep on printing, on monetizing their debts until productivity rises or something like that happens. Okay, they will not let this thing crash. All right, so we got a massive V-shaped rally, and we were buyers here as well. Okay, and the reason why is S&P really doesn't give you much chances. We pulled out our continuation fib levels is the 38245, hit right into it, and boom, we broke all-time highs. It's so bullish, guys. Okay, so bullish. What next? What next for the S&P 500? I believe we can come and fill this gap. So we might get a small pullback on S&P 500 towards here, top of this correction, and then bam. I don't see much lower than this. It's super bullish, guys. So I'd be very careful in shorting the S&P 500. Yeah, you want to be taking long positions at optimum levels, and if you are looking now for another long swing long, I'd be looking towards this 56.40 level, right? I'll be waiting for that level to come, and I'll be longing from there. I'll be looking to long from that level. All right, guys. Okay, let's quickly move on now to the Nasdaq. Is a bit of a different story on Nasdaq. Okay, but Nasdaq we also longed at the 618, and who didn't buy this when Nasdaq was here? That's crazy to me. You're getting 16-17%, guys. 16-17% discount on the Nasdaq index. Absolutely crazy to me when people say the US stock market's gonna jump off a cliff. I don't want to go into that conversation again. You got to be buying these indexes, guys. Okay, that's the only real way of generating wealth, in my opinion. You got to be a buyer. Okay, if we hit the 618 monster rally, all right. Market likes it. We've got a gap, so just like the S&P 500, you know, Nasdaq, we could be trading towards it. Fill that gap, and I expect this range here to hold, and I expect all-time highs. I've been saying that for a while, guys. I've been saying that back in July. All right, I've been saying that back in July. We hit, even in August when we were here, I've been saying that to my group. I said, I expect all-time highs on Nasdaq. I really do. We're down 16-17%, and the world's going to absolute shit. The market's going to crash, and this is going to happen, and blah, blah, all this fear that we had. I was continually saying the market will hit all-time highs before year end. And I think we're going to do that before the elections. I really think Nasdaq is only 5-6% off the all-time highs now. All right? Yeah, 5%, that's nothing. I expect all-time highs, guys, before November. I really do on this thing. If I see a pullback here, I'll probably add to my longs. I'm long from here, I'm long from here. Okay, I bought Nasdaq, and I'll buy again if we get into this consolidation zone. I'll buy again, and I'm expecting by January expecting like 22,000 before any significant pullback back towards the previous all-time highs. So I'm expecting 22,000 on the Nasdaq, 100k on Bitcoin, and 6,000 on S&P 500. Okay, so I'm very, very bullish on these markets. I have fundamental reasons why I'm bullish. I'm not going to go too much into detail. I am day trading Nasdaq every single day. So if you want to be a part of our day trades, we're trading Nasdaq every day. So a lot more detail than what I've covered in this video. We dive into the order flow and volume profile stuff. So if you want to be part of it, head over to our website, links in the description. That's it for this weekly update. It's gone on for longer than I wanted. Okay, but yeah, stay safe, guys, out there. Don't panic. We are bullish right now until something in the chart breaks, and then we will reassess if that happens. All right, stay safe out there, guys. Peace.